Kia ora whānau. Listen, I want to talk this morning about a chief, a few chiefs actually, but this morning the one I'll talk about was of Ngāti Kaido descent. However, he lived in at Nukutaurua, at Kahutara actually, and his name was Whareherehere. Now, Whareherehere had a movement back in the day. He was he was able to think well, he thought ahead, he was a man ahead of himself in life, because he started trading, a trading post, and his trading post was there at Kahutara, and his name was Whareherehere. Now, Whareherehere, he had followers for his Kōhuiarau movement. Kōhuiarau was the trading around the world. So really, he traded with the Chinese. He traded to America. He traded to the islands. Traded to Japan. But however, all the money that his people had traded for remained offshore. They didn't bring it back. A lot of it was bought back in goods. And so there were goods brought into New Zealand from all around, but to those people on the Mahia Peninsula, especially because Whareherehere was from here, from Mahia. And kia ora, he was an amazing man because he traded flax to the Chinese, and all along down Tawapata, he traded for flax all along there. He had a trading post at Tawapata, Tawapata South. And he also had one. He had shares with the whalers. The whalers who came, Happy Jack Greening had a whaling post there at trading post at Putiki, which is now in Urupa, but it wasn't. That's where he had his trading whares. He used to trade there, and of course he also had one at Mahanga. And they called it Happy Jack's because his name was Happy Jack John Greening, but Happy Jack's there, and he had a trading post there as well, and traded with ships from all around the world, barks. Down at Taupara, not so long, a few years ago now, I think our whanaunga went diving there, and he found the huge stones, Arthur Williams. He found the huge stones with holes in them, and they were ballast stones for barkentines, probably Chinese junks or whatever, but they still had the hole in them, and I think he managed to salvage a couple and maybe at his home on his lawn. But no, he was able to find those things there, and it showed that they traded all around down the Taupata area, around below Ahuriri, even on the southern side. There were signs of trading down there. So they probably traded all along the coast where they could have access on that southern side. But kia ora, it all began with Whareherehere. And I think he's recorded somewhere too, Whareherehere. But so that's something for us, especially of Longomaiwene, to have known that we had chiefs that were very clever in their day, and they were very forward, and they knew to trade. But however, when he died, Whareherehere, of course, he was never replaced, and that movement died as well. So not so long ago, about 1980 or 90, in the 80s and 90s, someone tried to revive it again, the Kōhuiarau movement. I think they tried to do that in Waikato, but it never really took off the ground because everybody was so skeptical about the trillions and millions of dollars that we had, but it's supposed to be stored. They were all their monies were stored offshore, were kept offshore, and the only thing bought in for, especially at Mahia, were goods. They bought goods in. And so, yeah, they didn't bring, there was no money involved But in later years, they were saying that there was millions, but it was all thanks to that chief. His name was Whareherehere, and he began that Kohuira movement.